So hey guys, this is the B-Side Book Review, and today we're going to take a look at a 1970s non-fiction classic, The Mysterious Monsters. Because back in the 70s, Bigfoot, Loc Ness Monster, all those mysterious monsters was a pretty hot topic. I mean, come on, the only video games we had was Pong. We had to have something exciting. So, grab yourself some coffee, and we'll take a look at this book, Mysterious Monsters, and reminisce about playing Pong. Bang, bang, bang. Nobody gets this, right? There's monsters in them there hills. Actually, in them there hills, them there woods, and them there mountains, and the occasional them there loch. Now, are there really big hairy beasts wandering around in the northwest wilderness of the USA and Canada? Or is it just some lost hippie with bad hygiene and even worse social skills? Oh yes, boys and girls, we're talking about Bigfoot. And yes, he lives. He lives everywhere. Bunches of them live, in fact. So our authors would like you to believe anyway. Now, not only does our mysterious hairy friend Sasquatch thrive in the Northwest, but in Florida as well, along with Oklahoma, Alabama, Arkansas, and believe it or not, these dudes have been seen everywhere. Then again, wasn't Elvis seen everywhere just a few years after he died? But wait, there is proof. There are photos, there are films, there are footprints, and a whole mess of screwy folks who claim they've seen him. One guy even spent the weekend with the Bigfoot family. Right down nice, friendly folks they were. Okay, maybe he didn't say that, but he did spend some time with him. He claimed he was kidnapped by a family of Bigfoot. Okay, and why did they kidnap him? Ransom, perhaps? Now, what would Bigfoot ask for ransom? Maybe the guy was just messing with Sasquatch. Now, of course, this book is just not restricted to Bigfoot. Oh, heck no, because it's the Mysterious Monsters. Monsters with an S. Yes, there's also the abominable snowman, which is neither abominable or a snowman. But I guess his feet just aren't big enough to take on the Bigfoot title. And the name Small to Medium Foot just doesn't seem to cut it. And unlike Bigfoot, he's hanging out in the Himalaya mountains. Now you would think he could have found a little more climate-friendly spot. And because saying abominable is such a pain, the locals call him Yeti, and evidently, spotting the occasional Yeti isn't all that big of a deal for them. Apparently, they party with them. Or the air is just so thin up there in the mountains, they really don't know what they're seeing. I guess they're just messing with Yeti. Messing with Yeti. Of course, these creatures aren't restricted to only hairy Homo erectus. So let's not leave out Europe's most famous mysterious creature, the Loc Ness Monster. Oh yes, to the fear and awe of all things Scottish, there's this large aquatic dinosaur-looking critter swimming around in the murky waters of Loch Ness in the Scottish Highlands, feasting upon the local skinny-dipping college kids and... Now what? No, wait a minute. That's the opening scene of Jaws. Oh well, there's been plenty of cheesy movies made about the Loch Ness Monster, and I kind of doubt if any of them won an Oscar. However, this assumed prehistoric creature, which I'm guessing is more than just an overgrown catfish, has amazed and dazed Scotsmen for quite some time now. Well, since around the year 585. However, as with all these other mysterious beasts, nobody has actual proof that the thing does indeed exist. Just more questionable photos and a few screwy sightings. Once again, there is no doubt in our author's mind. But why stop at Loch Ness when there are similar monsters swimming up in Lake Champlain and some lake up in Canada? Now, Wikipedia has a list of over 70 mysterious water creatures lurking about in our lakes, ponds, and rivers. Who knows? There could have been one lurking in the last lake you went fishing, water skiing, or swimming. There might even be one prowling in the sewers in New York City. Oh, wait a minute. New York City. Those are giant alligators. Yeah, that's a whole different story. Yeah. Sewers in New York City. Giant alligators. Well, I know how this story ends because I saw the movie. Actually, it ends just like it begins. Everything is still a mystery. Yes, there was a documentary covering this book back in the 70s, because back then we were all into Bigfoot and all things mysterious. Mysterious, like why we thought plaid pants looked good, and how did the show Happy Days stay on the air for 10 years? And I won't even get into pop rock. Okay, I bought this book a long time ago, back in my junior high days, when Sasquatch and the Boggy Creek Monster and all creatures mysterious were all the rage. Yes, someone, somewhere, was seeing some big hairy looking creature just about every couple of days back then. Of course, this was the 70s, and there was some pretty cool hair back in those days. Yes, half the Bigfoot sightings back then were probably the result of some Southern Fried Rock band being in town. Southern Fried Rock bands? Wow, now that goes back a decade or two. Like, a lot of decades. No wonder this book is falling apart as I read it. It's ancient. Southern Fried Rock bands? For some reason, the subject of Bigfoot, Yeti, the Boggy Creek Critter, and all mysterious creatures great and small was a lot bigger deal back in those days. Of course, we didn't have the internet or cool video games back then, and a phone was, well, a phone. We had to do something. The thought of big hairy creatures roaming around in the woods was pretty exciting back in those days. Now, I think as humans, we enjoy the unknown. Most of us realize that Dr. Frankenstein never built a monster, and there's no vampires out lurking about, and King Kong Skull Island was just a movie. But we do like to believe there are things out there we still don't know about or understand. It's the mystery of these mysterious monsters that really get us. For me personally, my college stat book was mysterious and confusing enough, and it really does exist. But for the most of us, the mystery of Loc Ness Monster, Bigfoot, and the abominable snowman fascinate us. And let's not forget about UFOs, but that's a whole different book. However, these mysterious creatures are here just to remind us that maybe we don't know everything. And hopefully, it will stay that way. Okay, I love the interviews with those who claim to have actually seen these beasts. However, what I find so baffling is that in this present day, we don't really hear so much about monster sightings anymore. Or maybe we just had so many sightings, it's just the same old, same old. These days, a sighting of Kim Kardashian is way more exciting for some than seeing some big, smelly, hairy monster. And what about the photos? I mean, everyone has a friggin' camera phone with them now. Bigfoot videos should be plastered on YouTube more than Katy Perry concert videos. Of course, everyone also has Photoshop. So, who's to believe anything anymore? Now, when this book came out 40 years ago, the country's population was a mere 221 million. But now it's up to 328 million. And in another 40 years, we'll have around 420 million people in this country. So that just kind of makes me wonder if these mysterious monsters will still have enough land to be mysteriously living in. 420 million? Now, other than the book falling apart in my hands while I tried to read it, the book was pretty simple to read. Now, I must be getting kind of old though, because some of this print seems so small. The words just kind of faded off the page. Mysterious, right? Now, I've got to say I found the first part of the book way more entertaining. It had to do with the actual sightings of these creatures and the tales of those who had actually met our mysterious monsters, or thought they did. Okay, there's that story about the guy who was held captive by Bigfoot, and then there was another tale about how a group of German soldiers actually bagged a Yeti and held it captive until it mysteriously disappeared. I guess this explains why I previously only read the first part of this book, then lost interest. Mysterious? Not really. The second half of this book was more about records of sightings, polygraph tests, and plaster cast of Bigfoot prints. Lots of Bigfoot prints. So, it's like, this is how many people have seen Bigfoot, this is the proof they are telling the truth, and here's some footprints thrown in for good measure. Yeah, it was a bit more like reading a textbook, meaning this part of the book not so mysteriously blue. Now, at 160 pages, this book took little time to finish. Now, holding it gently in order to keep all the pages together was a bit more of a challenge. Gee, I think I spent more time looking for the pages that fell out on the floor than I spent reading the darn thing. Now, I'm sure there are longer books on the subject. In fact, Amazon is just loaded with books concerning Bigfoot. Although I think some of them just had to do with the perils of having big feet. Now, when I bought this book many moons ago, there was also a book that covered only the Loc Ness Monster. And it was the only one, as I recall. Now, after a quick gander through the internet, I found that there are a few hundred books concerning our cagey water creature. And there are probably some devoted only to the lovable Yeti as well, or any other mysterious monster out there lurking about. Then again, just how much can you write about mysterious monsters that more than likely don't even exist? Wouldn't that kind of kill the mystery? Okay, so there we have it. Mysterious monsters. Now, as I said earlier, maybe we don't have the same interest in these mysterious creatures as we once did. But maybe that's not so true, because we now have actual TV shows devoted to such. Let's see, there's that Finding Bigfoot TV show, where this devoted team seems to hold their Bigfoot search in pretty high regard, and pity the fool who takes it lightly around them. Then again, there was another show I saw, where the guys were a bit more, how can I put it, backwoodsy. They were a bunch of overall-wearing good old boys who loaded up in the pickup truck and headed out to find the big hairy critters. Now, we're going to go down to my cousin Billy Bob, who lives down by the creek a ways. Now, he's been seeing this big hairy beast out by his house. And then it would go on as, now Billy Bob, what you got here is what we like to call the Southern Appalachian hairy-ass woollyburger. Now, that's not to be confused with the Northern Appalachian hairy-ass woollyburger. Now, I reckon he's been a spying on your old lady when she comes out on the porch for a smoke. And now he's taken a liking to her and got a hunkering to mate with her. So we got us a bit of a delicate situation here, because you don't want your wife to run off with this critter. Because you know, I've seen it happen. Okay, maybe it's not quite that bad. Anyway, so I guess we still have an interest in those mysterious monsters. We're just not so serious about it anymore. But if huge creatures running outside or swimming in your favorite lake is an issue for you, well, just chill out and go read a book. Maybe not this one.